Konnichiwa, Japan fans. Today's show, talk about follow-up. Eigo desu. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. This is the 7th year of the Sales Japan Series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. Plus, Stop Wasting Money on Training in Japanese, Training de Okane o Mura ni suru no wa yamemashou, and all are available on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive and, even better, thrive in business. 1. Sell more and do it more easily. 2. Exceed your targets. In fact, blow up your targets. 3. Make some serious money. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series, and every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series, and every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 346. Today, we are talking about keep following up buyers. There is a certain well-known Japanese recruitment-focused company who keeps calling me at regular intervals. Maybe there is nothing particularly outstanding about a firm doing follow-up, but I am impressed. The reason this firm stands out amongst others for me is that the people calling me change from time to time. Usually, with sales teams, someone is the designated salesperson for that firm, and when that person leaves, the relationship falls in a hole. No one else in the company does any follow-up, or if they do, they don't sustain it. This firm has been calling over the last 5 years, and the callers keep changing, but the calls keep coming. They haven't given up on me. When I think about that effort, I wonder, how do they do that? What system are they using which makes sure that someone from that company is well organized enough to call me? The second thing I reflect on is how well organized are we as a sales company? How well organized am I? There is no doubt we suffer from the falling through the cracks problem when people leave. It is rarely the case that we can guarantee to keep going with the buyer when the people change. Sometimes it is chemistry, and sometimes it is effort. You can work on the effort component. Keep in mind, though, that by definition, we're often dealing with the 80% of our team who contribute a 20% share of the results and likely cause 80% of our problems. If one of those people takes over the new client, then strap on your seatbelt for a rocky ride. Now, chemistry is even more difficult. The previous salesperson built up a close personal relation with the buyer, which has now been broken and needs to be re-established. It is a fact that we don't necessarily get on well with all our buyers. It can be personality, style, communication differences, and varying expectations. Sometimes the new salesperson just cannot keep that buyer with the firm, and we accept that. We have to differentiate between laziness, stupidity, and genuine lack of fit, though. The other factor we need to consider is stickability, the capacity to stick with a prospect and turn them into a client. We read about these studies around 8 touches are needed before we can close a deal. I don't know about these statistics for Japan, but I know it is very easy to let the buyer get away from lack of organization, poor time sensitivity, and ineffective effort. I also know that for many salespeople, 1 or 2 touches is the maximum, and if it requires 8, then no wonder no deals get done. In my case, COVID has slightly lifted in Japan. Instead of being trapped in a tiny box in a screen during an online event, I can actually get out there and risk catching COVID and network in person. So now I meet people after a long break and then I follow up. I tell my team, we need to be talking to at least 50 people at any given time. Some will do nothing. Some will do something eventually, and some will do something now. We just don't know who is who until we push things along. Find out more. Come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs, as well as we do them in both Japanese and English. We do them face-to-face in our super safe classroom, and we do them live online. Okay, our show today is being brought to you by, on the 6th of July, our High Impact Presentations program, premium program. This is 2 days in the main modules. Everything is videoed, 2 instructors, small class, lots of individual feedback, lots and lots of individual feedback. It's a transformational program. You come in one end, you go out the other end, totally changed, totally improved, totally ready to be seriously persuasive. On the 13th of July, we do our Dale Carnegie course, our flagship program. Mindset change, flexibility, coming out of your comfort zone, become a better leader, someone people want to follow, become a clear, concise communicator, deal with your stress, and really work on your people skills. This is the box, magic box here of all the things you need to be successful in business in the one program. Go to our website at www.dale, D-A-L-E, -Carnegie, CARNEGIE.co.jp. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, which in Japanese is Zaegyo. This is the Bible for selling in Japan. Japan Business Mastery, Japan Presentations Mastery, plus Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muru ni Sunu wa Yamimashou, and all are available on Amazon. If you like learning by watching videos, we have nearly 2,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show on Japan every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from small and medium enterprises all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. I always copy the previous email into the next one when I don't get a response to the first email. I'm trying to shame them into answering me. Once upon a time, people would be polite and answer your email, but no more. Like me, they're simply drowning in emails. We get buried in the bottom of their inbox. Always send the follow-up email at 8:30 or 1 p.m. We want to elevate our email above the rest of the competing emails. We can get to the top of their inbox early in the morning when they start work and after lunch when they return to their desk. There's little point emailing after 4 p.m. because it will get buried and then lost in the crush. Sending a follow-up email at 5 p.m. on a Friday evening would have to be confirmed as insane behavior. What happens if email number 2 gets no response? Well, I send the next reminder, copying the previous 2 emails into this one. I don't labour the point. I make the email as concise and easy to absorb as possible by just asking one question. Any progress? Those who are never going to answer will ignore this one too, but there will be those holdouts who will realise they have a need, but have been swamped by other stuff and haven't got back to me as yet. There will be those who are overcome with guilt for not respecting my emails and will write back even if it is say, no thanks. That is fine too. At least we got a response and we know where we stand with this buyer. I stop at 3, and occasionally I will go to number 4 before I give up. I cease contacting them because I don't want to impact my personal brand by being seen as unreasonable, spamming them, and being too pushy. If I ever get pushback on my follow-up activities, I just ask them, how many times do you want your sales team to follow up with your prospects? They have nowhere to go because they all know they wish their salespeople were more active around their own follow-up efforts. So let's find systems which will help us with follow-up and then use them. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, then please work on your karma and share this with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today. Go out there and survive. Use it and make some serious money. Bucks, dough, moolah, coin, dosh, lolly, readies, smackers, earners, and bread and honey. Remember, I'm in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.